LeBron James. LeBron James has a new podcast, and a lot of folks seem to feel like LeBron James is trying to change history with his podcast. They say it's a cap cast. Nah, man. LeBron spoke out on his podcast about not having enough help. He says that during his first year in Miami, they were not, the best team that everybody thought they were. They were not a super team during the first year, and he didn't have the key players on the roster that he needed to get over the hump of winning the championship. Here's LeBron talking to JJ Redick on his podcast about not having enough help.
We still made it to the finals, and we still probably should have won the finals, but I still give credit to you. Listen, it is what it is. You win and you lose, and we lost. There's no Dallas was fucking good, and they hit a stride at the right time. Dirk was unbelievable. But my second year, we was able to grab some complementary players and role players that really just, I'm talking about superstars in their roles, and obviously we were healthier, Kyrie goes down in the finals and, busted kneecap, and Kev obviously separated shoulder in year one. But you're absolutely right. The complementary guys are ultimately the ones that will help you win the championship for sure. Yeah, and classified as a real super team.
Okay. I don't know, Brian. Folks ain't gonna like that, because you was on the super team the first year. You, Wade, and Bosh equals super team. And no matter how you try to sculpt it, however you try to frame it, y'all was up to what? It was like 2-0 or 2-1 in the finals, and then you lost 3 straight.
There's sometimes there's old clips of me that I watch or come across my timeline on social. Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Bro, it's okay.
I see the clips sometimes.
No.
I don't just go online and look up LeBron James highlights.
We all watch our own highlights on YouTube. LeBron.
I'm telling you.
You've never gone on YouTube?
Yes, I have. Of course I have. I said from time to time they come through. Of course I have. There's sometimes there's old clips of me that I watch or come across my timeline on social. Yeah.
Hey, hold on.
Hold on now. Get them together, Redick. Get them together. You might be right. LeBron James, Shed Street says LeBron James was whack against Dallas. He trying to spin that. He is. And, the folks ain't going to let that boy get away with that. Them folks ain't having that, especially Stephen A. to the Smith.
That is some straight bullshit. You got to be kidding me. I know that you didn't just say that with the cameras rolling. That's bullshit. Somebody got to say it, so I'm going to say it. Put up the roster that LeBron is alluding to. Joel Anthony, Carlos Arroyo, Mike Bibby, Mario Chalmers. By the way, Mario Chalmers could play. Udonis Haslem was younger considerably at that particular moment in time. He wasn't some has-been, okay? Eddie House could shoot, Mike Miller. LeBron, you want to make the argument about your roster. But you see, this is why I respect the man. I revere the man. He's number 2 on the Mount Rushmore all time. He ain't the GOAT. This is the reason why. I hope you're listening, Shay. I hope you're listening, Shannon Sharp, who likes to call LeBron James GOAT James. Oh, I want to see what your response is to that sound. My point is, what the hell does that have to do with you, LeBron? What does that have to do with you? Now, why would Stephen A. ask such a question? Here's why. If you remember, in 2011, LeBron James and the Miami Heat, with that roster, were up 2-1 on the Dallas Mavericks before losing 3 straight. Do you know that LeBron James, in Game 4, scored 0 points in the 4th quarter? Do you know that in Game 5, LeBron James scored 2 points in the 4th quarter? Do you know that in that Game 4, LeBron James had 8 points? 8. For a career 27-point per game scorer. For a dude that's approaching age 40 and averaging damn near 25. That LeBron James, 8 points in an entire Game 4 of an NBA Finals. 17 in Game 5, but only 2 points in the fourth quarter. And in Game 6, he had 21. Significantly and precipitously lower than his average. This wasn't about the roster. You didn't lose to the Miami Heat because of your roster. You lost to the Miami Heat because of you. Because you weren't who you...
By the way, he meant to say Dallas Mavericks, not Miami Heat. Go ahead.
You are. You weren't that dude in 2011. I don't give a damn about no roster. You had D. Wade. You had Chris Bosh. You had the Haslams and the Eddie Houses and the Mike Millers of the world. You had a 2-1 lead in the NBA Finals. And guarded by everybody from Jason Kidd to Deshaun Stevenson to J.J. Barea. To Jason Terry. There was an APB out for you in the fourth quarter. That was not about your roster. That was about you. Period. There's no way around that. I don't care about the roster. The roster didn't stop you from averaging over 25 throughout the season. The roster didn't stop you from getting to the finals. The roster didn't stop you from being up 2-1 in the finals, even when Dirk Nowitzki was scoring points. What stopped you was that you were nowhere to be found in the fourth quarter. That is not something we have ever been able to say about Michael Jordan. That's why you're number 2 all time on the Mount Rushmore, not number 1. Let's stop that nonsense. If you had shown up in the fourth quarter, y'all would have won the chip. You'd have 5 championships instead of 4.
5 instead of 4. I ain't know that boy only had, I forgot he only had 8 points in the whole goddamn game. No, golly. That was a meltdown. And that was an ether by Stephen A. Smith on good old GOAT James. So, I mean, hey, some people may remember it differently. Maybe LeBron is trying to spin the history a little bit with his new podcast. But bottom line is it was a meltdown. He had a super team. You should have won, and you didn't win. And there's nothing you can do to change that. Okay? All right. So now that we got that out of the way, we got a couple of clips to show you guys before we go ahead and end the show for the day. I know that politics and allegations is always, I always think that we're going to have a quick politics show, and then next thing you know, we got all these good clips to watch. And then, you know, it is what it is. Jerry West had some things to say about black people.